Hey guys, I'm here to do another video for you today again. Today is the 14th of December, 2025, and this will be video number 141. If you're just now seeing me, I hope you come back and see me again. I hope. So, hey, let's get on to it with it. Let's get it. Let's get it done. We got a 16 by 20 canvas here, and today it'll be a little different for you. I'm going to do a little sunrise painting for you today. I know in the past I did some sunsets, and later on I'll explain, in my opinion, what the difference is between a sunset and a sunrise. Alright, we're just going to wet this down and come across it. This right here just spreads the water around, just spreads it around, keeps it from dripping. So be careful with this when you are spraying the water. Get a little mist bottle. There's a little mist bottle here, a few dollars at Walmart. It'll be good. And now I'm going to go into some white paint here, and then I'm just going to come right up here with it. The white paint helps me to blend my colors, my sky colors here. And it helps the painting, the top part, to stay just a little wet. I really need this to stay wet up here. And today, in this particular painting, I will be concentrating more on the sky instead of the land. It'll be up here in the sky today. There we go. Maybe even it's already drying on me. Already. That's okay. You know, of course, I painted in acrylic. I had painted in oils years ago. But since I've been doing these videos, you know, I do them in acrylic because of this building that I'm in. Oil paint, it gives off too much of an odor. So acrylic, no problem. No problem whatsoever with the odor. Now I'm going to go into some purple color. This is going to be a little purple sky up here a little bit. And this come up in here. I just want to test it. Yeah, that'll work. This will work. Add a little blue to it because I didn't want it to be so purple. I don't want to be just a absolute purple sky. So I add a little blue to it. And let me do that again. It's already drying on me. Must be the humidity must be high today. All right. And that's all I'm going to be doing, just dropping in this little sky here. All right. I want to finish that up, and then I'll be right back. All right. Got my sky the way I want it, pretty much. So let's get on with doing the sunrise. Now, in my opinion, the difference between the sunrise and the sunset, of course, you know, if it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you go outside, it's sunrise. At 7 o'clock at night, it's going to be the, you know, sunset. You know, you do know that, right? Okay. But anyway, but painting-wise, your sunsets will have a lot of orange and red to it, and where your sunrises, mainly your yellows, yellow and yellow ochre, and things like that. I believe that has to do with atmosphere, but I ain't gonna get into that because I don't have a clue. Really, I just know how it has something to do with atmosphere. But anyway, let's get on with painting. I ain't going to get too scientific with you because I probably end up not knowing what I'm talking about. Anyway, here we go. I'm thinking of having the sun right about in here. And all I'm going to do is just put in a little something like that. Because the sun is going to be behind some clouds. And so you're not actually going to see the sun, just the, I don't know, the halo of it. So you just want a nice little, just a nice little white little area right there. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, that's it. All right, here we go. I've been debating how I wanted to do this with white clouds and then with yellow tips, or just put in a whole bunch of yellow clouds with no white in it. But I'm gonna go with the some white clouds here. All right, and we're gonna go right over that area that I just made. Alright. Now, before that dries, I need it to blend. I need this part right here to blend in. Now I'll come back with some yellow right on the tips. And just keep that brush moving. Keep it moving. Alright. Okay. I need to get another brush here to blend all this. Let's see here. Let me pause it for just a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm ready now. Let's go ahead. And we did one nice little cloud. Let's do another one. Or maybe right about in here. Why not? Just to see where this is going to go. There. Come back with my yellow right on top. And let's just go ahead and blend these right here. Yep, there we go. Make them soft, no hard lines. Alright. And let's see, let's do another one right, I think right here. I don't know. Now the way I paint, if you are just watching me, you know the way I paint is that I don't use no sketching. I don't know any patterns I put up here. I'm not looking at nothing. It's all basically coming from up here. I know that's dangerous. If you know me, that's dangerous for me. But it's coming up from my mind onto the canvas. That's the way I do it. Alright, let's go ahead and blend this one. There we go. Some nice little clouds here. Alright, coming along, coming along, coming along. You know, I'm going to go ahead and keep on painting, doing my little clouds here. And I'd like to share something with you. The other day, I was messing around on YouTube, you know, my channel, Escape Art by Scott, and I came across the YouTube Studio. So I didn't know what in the world that was. So I clicked on it. Basically what it is you can ask questions. It is that, what do you call it, AI thing? And I'm telling you guys, you know, now I'm not too much in computers at all. I ain't into that stuff. But that, to me, that thing was just amazing because, you know, I know I was just talking to a computer, but that thing was actually giving me answers like it was a real person talking to me. I don't know. It was just kind of amazing to me how that thing was doing that. And we just going to keep on and on and on with this. And one of the things that it had explained to me because I guess it went back and looked at my videos, and one thing that it said I needed to improve on was that, what do you call that, toenail that you put, the thumbnail, hangnail, thumbnail, toenail, I don't know, thumbnail. Wow. But anyway, it said I needed to improve on that. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully, when I get done with this, when I post it, that I'll be able to get a better thumbnail. I'm going to go to a different color here. This is yellow ochre. Yellow ochre, a little gold color. I say again, a little goldish color right here. And let's blend that in. I think I made the right choice about putting the white on first, I think. I think it makes everything look a little bit better. Has a little, a little white to it. A little. All right, I'll put another one right in here. I'm going to come up here and touch my little white area that I put in. I'm going to come up and touch that up a little bit. Going back to my yellow, because this is the source of our light, the sun. So anything close to it is going to be brighter. You going away, it will be a little darker. That's why I went with the yellow ochre out here. Blend that out. You got to do one cloud at a time. Do one cloud, you got another cloud below it. Do that one, and so on. All right. Let's see here. I'm going way up here. Oh, big boy up here now. Big boy. Keep it going. Keep it going. Of course, I'm going to go back with my yellow ochre on this one. And back to blending. Right through here. Get this little brush here. Probably should have already done this. This is all pretty much dried. But as you're going, when you paint a cloud, when you get done with it, go ahead and fluff it up a little bit. I really don't need much fluff in here. I already did it pretty much with the brush. But if you got any hard lines on your clouds here, go ahead and fluff them up a little. That'll take away all that hardness. Alright, I want to turn off the old camera here, and I want to touch it up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I think I'm going to stop with the clouds here, and I want to go ahead, I got a one-liner brush, and I'm going to come right up here and hit some of these areas right on the top. That little lining that you see, and some of these clouds that you see, and that's what I'm going to do right here. And just, when you're doing this, don't just make a line. Kind of stumble along here. Just hit and miss, hit and miss. I guess that's a phrase, I don't know. Just stumble along. There you go. and something like that. All right. Hey, I got some brushes to clean off, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm done with my clouds and all up here. So let's go ahead. Now we're making some little green hills way back here. Still too far. Still way too far for any detail. There's some nice little hills here. There we go. I'll touch that up a little later. I need to get a move on here with my video. Don't want to run out of time. Alright. There's that. Alright, be right back. Alright, now I'm going to make a little lake right through here. Alright, I'm going to mist this again. Spread it around a little bit. This is the same brush I used to put on the green hills back here. That's alright, because I'm going to come back in here and put me in some water. This is just blue and black mixed together. That's all it is. Down here. And I think, when you paint acrylics, one of the most important things is you need to have water. You need to have that water available. Or this part right here, it'll take you forever. Alright. Alright, now let's just go over with it. Alright. Don't worry, it looks dark. It's supposed to be dark. To me, water's dark. There's a lot of paintings I see where it's just bright. The water's just as bright and blue. And to me, it just ain't, not no lake or pond. Maybe out there in the ocean, somewhere like that. But, lake, you got a lot of dirt. and your algae in it and all this other kind of stuff. So it's not all bright blue in my mind. But I will lighten this up here. I will definitely be lightening it up. No problems. Don't worry about it. And I'm going to come right in here to some white. Like I said, just lighten. This is your spot right here, the sun, so this should be your lightest area right here. And as you work out, you use less and less white paint. Okay? Come back in here and get a little bit more. Just a little touch it, just a little bit here. Alright. Let's go across. Try to make these little lines as straight as you can. You don't want to go up like that. Go straight across. One of those things that the AI thing told me was that, paintings are tutorials. So I'm wondering just how many of you out there has actually following along, really. I mean, how many actually are painting when I paint? I guess what I'm trying to say. A little bit more right here. And go across. So I'm just really curious. Are you really following along? Are you really painting? To me, it's only a tutorial if someone's actually following along, right? I don't know. But just like this right here, just like this, we got an old pond, lake, whatever you want to call it. All right. Be right back. I got some brushes to clean here. All right. Right here, I'm thinking I'm gonna have me a tree, I think, right through here. And in order to do that, that tree has to have something to stand on, right? So let's do that. Let's make a little hill right here. Now this is closer. Up here, I dragged the brush along. I just slid it on. But here, we're right close, okay? So we need to tap this in. Let's see here. Yep. We're going to tap this baby in. It's a little more closer. So you should see some more detail. Okay? This gives the grass area a little bit more detail when you tap it in like this. Alright. Alright, be right back. Ran out of green. Alright. We're going to go ahead and just highlight some of this grass right through here. And again, just tap. And this is just straight yellow. All this is yellow. No big deal. No big deal at all. Then we've got the sun right here. So it's going to hit, that old light is going to hit right through here. You know that. Brighten that little hill right here. And I hope that my volume has been on. I had to change batteries a little while ago, and I can't recall if the microphone was plugged into the camera, but it is now. But I'm sure of that. But when I started this, I hope it was plugged in. There we go. There's that. Let's go ahead and start making our tree now. And I just got me some plain old black. Got me this old big old filter right here. And let's go way up here. And all the way down. Alright. Let me change. Hold on. I need to let this tree dry just a little bit more and give me a chance to speak to you on something very, very important to me. Was that last game, I'm talking about football now, NFL. I'm a big Steelers fan, and Sunday, I'm glad that it happened. Don't get me wrong. I'm very glad it happened because Pittsburgh should have lost that game. But that touchdown that Baltimore had, I think they were playing Baltimore. But anyway, whatever team they were playing, it absolutely was a touchdown. I have no idea why that was called an incomplete pass. And of course, I'm talking about the pass that was thrown. It was caught in the end zone. The receiver took 2 steps, and it was called an incomplete pass because he didn't. The ball was knocked out of his hands before he took the 3rd step, which is absolutely garbage play by the referees. I have no idea what was going through their mind. How many times have we seen a receiver in end zone who just has his 2 feet in bounds and he catches the pass and he falls out of bounds? but it's 2 feet or in bounds. It's a touchdown. But this, I don't understand how they call it incomplete pass. How many times has a tight end caught a ball in the end zone and he catches it with 2 feet just standing there? What's he supposed to do? Do a dance in the end zone? All the ball has to do is cross the goal line, catch the ball, put it over the goal line as a touchdown without even stepping foot into the touchdown, into the end zone. All the ball has to do is cross the goal line. The way I understand the rules. So it has to be, I don't know, probably the worst call in the history in NFL. I know some years ago the Saints got an absolutely rotten call against them. You know, when that receiver got tackled before Drew Brees threw the ball to the receiver, the defender tackled him before the ball even got there. And it was called an incomplete pass. But this one right here in the end zone, it took away points. And then earlier in the game where Aaron Rodgers, for the quarterback for the Steelers, threw the ball. It got deflected up. He pinned the ball to the top of his head. Then he went down. They said that he completed his own pass. And he went down. It was down by contact. Man. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm glad it happened. But it was absolutely wrong. And the referees should be ashamed of themselves. Okay? I just thought I'd share that with you. I'm going to come back in here and get this tree done for you here in a second. Alright, first thing, when you do trees, you need to put in your dark color. Okay? This dark color, basically what it is, guys, is just the shadow part of the tree. Okay? That's all it is. This is shadow part of the tree. And I want to come up here and just going to put in this particular tree is not going to have a whole lot of leaves on it. Because I want this the background looks so nice, I don't want this tree to cover it all up. So just a few little leaves right here. A few little leaves. Right there. Maybe something right here. Alright. There we go. Now we're going to come back with some highlight. Highlight the top of these trees here. With some green. There we go. Let some of this black show that you just put on. Like I said, the shadow. It don't make no sense to put this black in and then you cover it all up with your highlights. Okay? Just don't do that. And some run them right down in here. Alright. The sun's right there. So, you know these trees, these little leaves out here, are going to be just shining out here in the sunlight, in the sunrise right here. So let's do that. Make them sparkle here with some, this is a little yellow. And right here. Don't forget about this guy right here. You get mad if you forget about him. There. Maybe just a little right through here. Alright. Be right back. Alright, let's go ahead and put some of this tree bark on this here tree. And you're just going to touch and just pull down. Many ways of doing this. Many ways. And this is just a mixture of brown, a little black, and some white. That's all it is. Come up here. Just a little tap it. There we go. All the way down here to the footsies. There it is. And then come here in here. I see a little hole right there. Gotta have a little hole for the little squirrels to come in. Can't forget about them. All right. All right. Before I forget, let's go ahead and we got this old right here, this bundle of leaves right here, but we're just floating out here. Well, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna put a little arm right here. That's it. There's something here. There it is. There. All right, how's that? There we go. All right, I'm gonna do something right through here. Almost done, guys. Almost done. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and finish this up. We're gonna come right back in here, and let's just put a little water line right back here. See, this will show, you know, the land where it meets the water. You know, you got dark, and then you got your light, and then dark again. You know, light against dark, dark against light, that contrast. All along here. All right, I'm back, and I had a little problem with my door here. It flung open on me. And let's just continue on what we're doing here. Let's just make some, just a little, just some little water movement here. All around through here. Now, if you happen to hear some, you know, some noise in the background, you know, I got my building right here, right behind it, some woods. I believe there's a woodpecker up there in a tree. So if you hear something, I think that's what it is. All right. Now I'm gonna swap over some brushes here. Now I'm going to get a fan brush. What I was using was a flat brush to do that. Now, I want to get me some white paint, and then I want to, with another fan brush, I'm going to be some Prussian blue right down in here. I just want to put me in some color. Just a little bit of this Prussian blue. Alright. Now I want to come along here. You know, this water, it's just coming along, coming along. Yeah, I think you know what's going to happen here. And then we're going to get right here to this blue, and we're going to put in a nice little waterfall right here. This little bitty thing. Not much to it at all, but a nice little effect. You know, this land mass right here, you know, is going up under here also, but the water is covering it up. See? There we go. And now I'm going to put some little splashes down here. A little bit of splash, and we're going to come right through here and just continue right through here. Alright. There's that. Excuse me just for a second there. There you go. And now, I gotta get me one color. I forgot to put some black down. Be right back. Now guys, we gotta contain this water. Alright? I got some a black and white double-loaded brush. One side is black, the other side is white, with the white sticking up, of course. And let's come in here, let's make some rocks. There it goes. There. Some nice little rocks right there. See, that helps contain that. See? And again over here on this side. Ooh. Some more. Little rocks. Something like that. You can have a rock out here in the grass area, maybe one over here by this tree, maybe another one. I don't know. But these rocks, you double load your brush, one side darker than the other, okay, and you do these little marks right here. It's just crazy how it looks, how good it looks, these little rocks. Something like that. Maybe this big one right out here. I don't know, right there. There it is. Alright. I think I'm going to call this one finished, guys. I think you got the most of this painting anyway. I'll come back later, probably touch it up here and there. And you touch up your paintings. And, you know, add in what you want. Maybe you want to do this painting, leave the tree out. That's fine. If you want to leave the clouds out, put in just white clouds. Or however you want to do it. It's your painting. You do it. But, again, I'm Scott, and this is my channel, Escape Art by Scott. If you have not subscribed, at least, you know, give me that little bit and just at least think about it. Think about subscribing to my channel if you don't mind. And, you know, keep watching it. Need some more minutes, guys, for you guys to keep watching my videos and all. And if you have an idea that what you want painted, you know, if it's something like this in your landscapes, I'll see what I can do about painting for you. But, you know, give me some comments, you know, about my videos, what you like, what you don't like. shoot, you might not like me. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case anyway. Until next time, guys, you take care of yourselves and come back and see me. Again, Escape Art by Scott. That's the channel.